Trump confirms DOGE will audit IRS.
DOGE workers arrived today. Gavin Clagger and others arrived today at the IRS. Do you expect to close the IRS?
So I think that the Internal Revenue Service will be looked at like everybody else. Just about everybody's going to be looked at. So
yeah, so I mean, we could be weeks away.
Could be, yeah. For what is happening with the fraud and the way that money has been stolen, we should never pay tax again. At least the people who have been paying tax
In our lifetime.
Yeah. We should get some sort of refund back for the last 15 or 20 years of what we've
put in.
Yeah. Because it was clearly stolen.
I'd say you take all of those people that were stealing that money, you seize all of their financial assets.
Yeah, and dump it back into the pool and redistribute it. 100%.
Distribute the wealth.
Yeah, 100%, which is what they're crying for last year.
Distribute the wealth.
In the last 20 years.
Make them pay their fair share.
That's right. What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society, and welcome to reality. Guys, today we have a special Saturday edition of CTI. Welcome.
All right.
So,
hey,
I've got a list of quotes here that I'm going to read, and then I'm just going to ask you to interpret them.
Okay.
Like every other podcast.
Okay. Wait, what happened?
Nothing.
Is this an inside? Am I outside the joke right now?
No.
Is this an inside joke? What did I miss?
He gets it. Anyway, nothing. Let's do the show.
All right.
So what's up?
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going good, man. Yeah.
I feel nice. I feel clean. I feel happy. I feel safe.
I do feel a little bit better.
I feel good. Yeah.
The reason we didn't have a show yesterday, guys, is I had the stomach flu or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it feels nice to like not feel like we're gonna get arrested every single day.
Dude, I don't have any interest in like stealing cars or anything right now.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like, is this how you normally feel? Like on a
me?
Yeah.
Well, that is what it's like. Well, welcome to civilization.
What's going on, man?
Oh, not much, dude.
Yeah, guys, pay the fee.
Yeah, don't forget to share the show.
Hoes, no hoes today.
Don't be hoes. No hoe zone.
No hoe zone, man.
All right.
We got a lot of stuff today, man. We got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
There's a lot that has been happening.
Bro, I wanted to do 3 shows this week, and then the stomach thing came around and just punched me right in the stomach.
Yeah, you tried to go rounds, bro.
Yeah. I lost.
Yeah, man, but it's good. We got a lot of stuff to get into. And before we get to our headlines, we got a brand new segment. And it's actually sponsored by First Form Energy.
Wait, we don't have sponsor. That's not an ad.
We don't, but Sal told me to plug it.
Oh, he did? All right, we are officially now sponsored by the First Form Energy Drink, which is the world's greatest energy drink of all time.
Yep, and even a little little mystery in your life.
The little mysterious?
Mm-hmm. You get a little mysterious here. You got to put the hood on.
No, it's not time for that yet. I'm sure we'll get there. All right.
Got a brand new segment, guys.
What's it called?
90 seconds of liberal insanity.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let's check it out.
We have to Trump. Please don't tell my children that I just did that.
You get your musty hands off of our money or go to Moscow. You musty moo.
They're trying to rob you, and they're probably a minor.
I'm shaking right now. I don't want to be here. I'm sorry, am I taking too long pleading for my life?
Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on?
You should see how afraid of Trump I am.
Can you wrap up, please?
Yes.
Department of Government Efficiency. You just remember, it is the Department of Government Evil.
What is the problem with those? What is the problem with
I speak as both the B and the T in the LGBT.
I do not want to be in your email inboxes. I do not want my creativity writing diss tracks like Kendrick. Normally I would say good evening, but through the chair I will only impart my sour grapes.
You have no other choice but to get violent and fight.
Come on, hold your face up. Look at him. Let him see you. This is him. Look at him. What's your name?
Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up. Which side are you on? We'll fight against DOGE. We'll fight.
We will rest. We
have to Trump. Please don't tell my.
How could anybody take any of that serious?
Oh, man.
How about this? I don't even have anything. Do you have anything?
I got nothing, man.
Dude, it speaks for itself.
You know, it used to be very difficult to put these shows together.
Now it's automatic.
It's like,
yeah, all right. Well, that's cool. I could just pay you half as much.
Yeah, let's say that. Brand new segment, guys. Let us know down in the comments.
Bro,
that's a good way to start the show.
First of all, it's a bunch of white people making up like a Southern hymn about stealing
black people money.
Yes, about stealing people's money. Like, bro.
Oh man,
I still like you. We were talking about this in the lunchroom over there. Who could actually have a problem with what's happening right now? There's only two categories. Well, there's three categories. One, you're either making money from it, okay, which all of these people definitely are. They're telling on themselves, and they have to tell on themselves because if they don't fight for it, they're going to go to jail anyway. So they got nothing to lose, right? That's why you see these people saying violence and all this shit, which I hope they do. I hope you do.
Do it.
I hope we've been waiting. That's all I'm going to say.
Do it, Maxine.
Secondly, you don't pay taxes at all.
Oh, completely unaffected.
Yes. So you're totally, you're seeing all your benefits cut. You're seeing all your free ride cut. You don't understand and don't care that other people who work very hard have to take way less money because you won't do shit. All right. And then thirdly, it's just dumb motherfuckers.
Just an idiot.
Right. So you're either getting the money, you're not getting the money anymore, which you don't deserve, or you're so fucking stupid, there's nothing's going to help you. You know, so... Yeah. Those are three people that would be against it. That's it. You couldn't be against it any other way.
Yeah, man, that's pretty accurate too.
Yeah,
I mean that's.
I mean, you know, if you work for one of these agencies, that's fine. But the truth of the matter is that where was your guys' urgency to do a good job 2 months ago? Right? Every government building, every government agency that I've ever dealt with, and I think that most people deal with, is a huge pain in the ass because people don't care. It's multi-levels of unneeded bullshit. You know, and dude, it's time to fucking fix it and hold the people accountable that have been doing this. So
let's fuck Trump.
Hey, please don't tell my children you've done way worse than that, lady.
Yeah, trust me. You're good. Yeah, man, guys, let us know what you guys think. Brand new segment, 90 seconds of liberal insanity, man.
Yeah.
With that being said, we got a lot of stuff to cover as we just mentioned.
Which side are you on?
Which side are you on?
Which side are you on?
Please let us steal your shit, please.
Don't say anything or you're racist. Fuck.
Guys, if you want to see any of these pictures, articles, links, videos, go to andyfrisella.com. You guys can find them all linked there. With that being said, headline number one. I have to keep bringing these clips in of Trump just crushing these people because it's funny, one. But man, I just miss it. I don't think I'm ever going to like not miss it anymore. Like I can't get enough of it. Kaitlan Collins from CNN, she got it first. She tried to speak out of turn and Trump had to let her know that she was speaking out of turn. This headline reads, Trump hushes CNN's Kaitlan Collins at White House. We haven't asked you to speak. Let's check this clip out.
Mr. President, you won the White House in part because of high inflation. If your tariffs make prices go up...
Excuse me, we haven't asked you to speak yet, please. Right?
Weren't we just talking about this? Like did we just talk about this on the show? How these people have no respect and they've been let loose for so long and done so much disrespectful stuff that they don't know where the boundaries are? Didn't we?
Oh yeah.
We just talked about this.
And she ain't learned yet.
She's one of the main perpetrators of it. You know, like imagine you're sitting in the respect for the presidency has been so diluted because of Joe Biden and how much of a joke they made out of it. I mean, dude, do you remember that video? They had that trans dude with the long fingernails running through the White House and shit.
Yeah, with Jen Psaki.
And everybody thought it was so cute. What do you guys think now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But these people have no respect. I love it, and I think it should be harsher. Trump is a gentleman in a lot of ways, bro.
He's very noble when it comes to
sure.
how he handles the shit. Yeah, but he's going to handle you.
Yeah, that's right, and in an effective way.
Oh yeah,
I think if he was a little bit meaner, it wouldn't stick the way that it does. Like I think he's gotten a lot smarter in how he responds, and he understands. Like, okay, well, if I just handle this, like how could anyone watching that be like Trump was in the wrong there?
Yeah, right.
Like he's signing a fucking executive order in the Oval Office. You are privileged to even be there to witness it. And you think it's your turn to talk in the middle of him signing it? Like, who the fuck do you think you are? You're not the main character. You're some dumb lady on the news that nobody respects, bro.
And that's why.
That is why. That's why.
That's why. Well, it's funny because after that happened, then they opened it up for commentary and questions from the press corps, and he put the nail in the coffin. Trump roast CNN Kaitlan Collins during press conference, gets laughs from other reporters. No credibility. Check this out.
And this should have been done by Biden years ago. This should have never been allowed to happen. I know he's a friend of yours.
But couldn't Putin just withdraw his
He's a friend of
today?
CNN. That's why nobody watches CNN anymore, because they have no credibility. Okay, who else?
He's right. Listen, I love the dude. I don't care what
I can't get enough of it.
I mean, look, dude, do I agree with all his policies and everything he's doing? I sort of. I wish he would have done this the first time. I like where things are going. I think there's a lot more to do. I don't like the Gaza thing, but I'm starting to believe that the Gaza thing is a threat to get the other countries to handle this.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a very smart dude. I think he's one of the smartest businessmen probably ever.
It's very strategic, man.
Dude, people don't even understand how strategic the guy is.
This is like 5,
like
6
think about how
chess.
fast he's going now. They planned this for the last 2 years, bro. They're going to come in and just go fast.
Last 4 years they've been planning this shit, bro. Yeah.
And dude, by going fast, he's created a situation where the media can't keep up. They can't brainwash people the way that they were because things are happening so fast.
Mm-hmm. They're using their tactics, actually.
Yeah, 100%.
If you think about it, bro, because like for a while there was like something was happening every 3 fucking days.
Yeah.
We're on like hour basis now.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It's fucking great.
Dude, I get home every day and I'm like, let's see what this dude did today.
Yeah, right.
You know? Like I'm just I mean, dude, we're getting to the point where like real things look like they might happen.
Yeah.
Now, whether they do or not. But when I say real things, I mean like the dissolving of income tax.
Oh, we got a little bit of that in here later.
All right.
But let's get to some other things.
And dude, people, some people, I've gotten some pushback on why I talk about the tax so much. Well, guys, that's what affects us the most.
Yeah.
That's why I bring it up so much, because it's the biggest immediate impact that we could have for the American citizen and financial relief immediately.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a big
I got a lot to say about that.
Yeah, we got a little bit on that later.
Yeah.
But a couple of other things have been happening, again, in these couple of days since we've been gone. Tulsi Gabbard, confirmed.
Yeah.
Director of National Intelligence. She had a vote 52-48. She is now the Director of National Intelligence. You got RFK Jr., he got confirmed. HHS Secretary, 52-48 in the vote. Mm-hmm. Mitch McConnell, of course, being the only Republican,
because he's one of the guys that's been stealing money.
He's in the rhinos, man.
Listen,
he's
dude,
with them.
That guy is that's not McConnell's not a Republican. He's a Democrat.
Yeah. He's fucked up right now too. You see him fucking wheelchaired in a boot and a fucking Did you see? Did you get a chance to see RFK's speech in the Oval Office?
No.
I got a couple of seconds of a clip here. He spoke for about 10, 15 minutes or so. This is just a small clip, but I mean, it was absolutely amazing. Got to watch the whole thing. If you haven't seen it, go make sure you check it out. But here's a clip of RFK right after he was sworn in. Let's check this out.
20 years, I've gotten up every morning on my knees and prayed that God would put me in a position where I can end the childhood chronic disease epidemic in this country. On August 23rd of last year, God sent me President Trump, and he gave me he's now given me, he's kept every promise that he's made to me. He's kept his word in every account and gone way beyond it. I'm so grateful to you, Mr. President. A lot of people told me that I couldn't trust President Trump, that I better get it in writing. And we did a handshake, and everything that he told me he was going to do, he has done. And I'm so grateful to him, and I've told you before, I genuinely believe that you are a pivotal historical figure, and you are going to transform this country at a time when we see all of the indicia of democracy now in tatters in our country. We see the rise of the military-industrial complex, the rise of totalitarianism, these attacks on our Constitution, and this breathtaking epidemic that is disabling our people.
I think this is going to be a very historic year for the world. But yeah, his speech was really, really nice. One more.
I agree with him, by the way.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, there is two paths that the country can go down at this point in time, and it is very crucial that we pick the right one. And we were going towards communism, or we're going to go towards reformation or revitalization of what this country was meant to be. Mm-hmm. And what I really like about what's going on here is that a lot of these agencies, when a system exists, any system, a company, a government, an organization of any kind, there's going to be people who figure out a way to cut the corners and cheat the system. It's inevitable. Even in business, when you have a small business and you have like a comp plan, or even a big business and you have a comp plan, you have to frequently change the comp plans because people figure out how to like game the system and not do things the way they were supposed to do them. And when we look at our government right now, our government is a 250-year-old system that has grown and expanded beyond the boundaries of what it was intended to be. And over the years, we have attracted more and more and more people who have used that system to enrich themselves. And now it's become this living, breathing organism where, as we've discussed many times on the show, the citizens exist to serve the government instead of the government existing to serve the citizens. And if Trump is able to take these organizations and these departments and these agencies and either remove them or shrink them to the appropriate size, et cetera, using new systems, new technologies, eliminating the waste completely, eliminating the illegal funneling of tax dollars to these politicians and their causes. If he's able to do that, he will have saved the country.
Yeah.
Because the only other way that it could have went is violence. And the way things were, I don't know how well that would have ended up for patriotic Americans. But after seeing how many people have the same beliefs that like you and I have, and a lot of those listening right now have, America first, we're proud of this country, we care about this country. They were hiding that from us, dude. They were keeping us from knowing how many other people felt the way that we did. And they did this through censorship. They did this through propping up of these crazy narratives. A big USAID bombshell that we talked about on the last show was they were using this money to create and fund media outlets that were pushing communist propaganda. I mean, the only way out of that would be violence.
Yeah.
And that's it. And
that would have taken decades to restore.
Maybe, maybe not, because they made it seem like there was lots of them and few of us, when in reality it's mostly us and very few of them. And we figured that out now. And we need to make sure that we keep the energy and the attitude that we have now of, hey, how about this? Fuck you. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because we can't allow our good hearts and our empathy to allow these people to creep in, because they've shown their true colors now. Their true colors are not, I want to be just like everybody else. The true colors are, you're going to treat me in a superior way, and we're going to make all these laws that make it illegal for you to live the way you want to live. Right? It becomes a situation where the tail is wagging the dog. And I agree with RFK here. Like, if Trump does what he says he's going to do, which so far it seems very likely to me, he will go, not only a historical figure, he will go down as the dude who saved this country.
Yeah.
And then the people who come after him will need to carry that torch the proper direction.
Keep going with it.
And so when I look at, this from, a 10,000 foot view, what I see is him moving very fast so that we can experience what America looks like when it's set up the right way, so that it gives us, next 2028, there's no question what we're voting for, right? I don't know. There's a lot to be said, but ultimately politics is downstream of culture, and it feels like culture has flipped to the point where, when people do this crazy shit, we're just laughing at them now. We're not feeling sorry for them. We don't have empathy for the criminals. We don't have empathy for, these people standing in front of that courtroom saying, I'm sorry, are you afraid of, I'm defending my life? Bro, listen, the only reason you've ever caught any heat for anything that you are is because you get on TikTok and you force other people to use your pronouns and give you special treatment. If you just ran around the fucking in your life and just mind your own business, you're not going to, no one cares.
Nobody gives a shit.
No one gives a fuck, bro. The world's weird anyway.
You're right.
Like, no one cares. Like, if, even at this, maybe in 1980s, if you saw someone walking down with blue hair,
beat him up.
You'd be like, yeah. No, I'm saying you would look at it and be like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
But like now, like we were in Austin, we saw all kinds of
it's always
different people, like, dude, and you're just, it's what it is. No one cares.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know if you caught that whole courtroom scene, but that woman with the blue hair said, if you don't make accommodations for trans people, it's going to get very uncomfortable for people. Okay.
All right.
Do it.
Cool.
Do it. And it'll give people the reasoning to do what they really want to do, which is not deal with your shit at all.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
100%, man. I think there's one final piece of
people need to understand their fucking place.
Yeah.
You're 0.04 of 1% of the population, and you're threatening everybody else. Those days are over, bro.
Didn't work out. No.
Yeah.
I think there's one key piece here, of Trump's kind of like plan that has to get put in, and we're one step closer to it. Senate approved, a Senate panel approved Kash Patel to move towards a full Senate vote. This was a big, massive step. And I truly believe, because like you talk about, you can put down all the laws, there has to be an enforcement, right? You can put down all of the search warrants and the arrest warrant. There has to be an enforcement aspect of it. That's what that's how important Kash Patel is in this ecosystem.
That happens, I believe, Tuesday.
Yeah, the full Senate vote.
Yeah.
So they just did the Senate panel vote, where he I believe got the vote 12-10. Right.
Well,
so now
listen, man, I don't think they can stop it now.
No, that's the thing. It's so far. I thought the only person we would have issues with, we talked about this in the locker room the other week, was Gabbard, right? Because they moved it to a closed panel, session voting, right?
Why did they do that?
Well, I thought it was for two reasons. Either one, it was because there was going to be some Republicans that voted no, or what I believe actually happened, it appears to be the way, there was actually Democrats that voted yes. Right, because it could have gone.
So they're wanting to protect those people.
Exactly. They didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? They want.
Well, dude, I believe that there are.
Democrats.
Dude, listen. Yeah. There's multiple categories of people. Not everybody falls into this Republican Democrat. I certainly don't.
Yeah.
Contrary to what the internet says.
No matter hard to believe.
Yeah. But there are far left communists, and they are a real group, and they have become very popular and powerful behind the scenes. Yep. They don't go around saying we're communists either. Then there's leftists who think they're communists. Mm-hmm. Then there's, regular Democrats. Then there's libertarians. Then there's Republicans. Then there's far right, people. And dude,
hi,
but one of the problems is, and like these people have radicalized all these other people against them because for years and years and years, if you didn't go along with the communist progressive shit, what'd they call you?
Right wing.
They call you far right.
Yeah, right.
Alt right. So now everybody who's not with them is just like, fuck it, I guess we're far right, which creates a dangerous scenario because some of the far right idea do come across as racist and do come across as, like there's dangerous things that can come from that. And we talked about this years ago where the pendulum swings back so far that bad things happen to the other side. But like, dude, when the other side shows their cards that they fucking hate you and they want to kill you, that radicalizes everyone.
Yeah, right.
And so now these people, because they've attacked, they don't realize like you're this big of the you're a fucking speck of dust in the population and you've called everybody else racist, bigots, white supremacists, colonizers, everything. You've called them everything. Terrorists. You put them on lists. Everything they say that doesn't agree is far right, alt right. And now there's a problem because everybody's radicalized against those people. There's very little room at this point now for empathy for any of that. And the reason that there ever was is because it was propagated so heavy that people felt like there was far more people that actually agree with those people than there actually was.
Yeah, bro.
And so a lot of these people, they were quiet and they minded their own business and they kept their mouth shut, which is fine. But they don't like it once you take it to them, right? Most people just want to be left alone. Most people just want to do their own thing. They want to go out. They want to live a nice life. They want to try to make a couple bucks. They don't want to be fucked with. But when you take that to them, dude, and dude, this is what I'm seeing, man. Like I'm seeing the radicalization of pretty much everybody that's not on that.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just normal. Maybe that's just what
really what it was.
Yeah, normal common sense. Yeah. And you motherfuckers are crazy.
Right.
Which I think is more likely.
For sure.
But
I think, dude, Cash getting in, I think, like you said, I think it does go down next Tuesday. I expect
he said he's going to drop the Epstein list the first day.
First day. That was one of his big, pivotal things that he was like. He fucking knows everything about that,
bro. What do you think of this though? Like, what do you think? This is something that I was thinking about. Like, all the things that are happening, that they're quote unquote making happen. Aren't those all things that we should have had in the first place? So, like, part of me is like, yeah, I'm glad it's happening, and part of me like, it's not that big of a deal. And it makes me feel like we're getting thrown a bunch of bones, right? Like, bro, the border should have never been open.
Right.
Okay. These immigrants should have never, or fucking migrants should have never been here. All right. Taxes should never be this high. Bureaucracy shouldn't be the way it is. Crime shouldn't be tolerated. All of these things that they're doing are all things that should have been that way the whole time.
Right.
And so part of me is like, should we really be that excited about it? And why? And then that makes me wonder, like,
it's like you got to.
Is there something else?
Yeah.
Is there something else that they're going to do that counteracts all of this? And they're giving us all of this because they're going to do this.
Yeah, right.
And dude, so I just, after the last, and this is no disrespect to Trump or any of the, because dude, all my friends, most of my friends know Trump or work with him. And it's no disrespect to those guys or anything. It's just like, I think most Americans.
Are we walking into a trap?
I think most Americans have had their trust violated so hard that it's hard to trust anything.
Yeah.
At least that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
And so like, I have to take it day by day and say, okay, well, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. And I'm not the kind of person that's just like, I'm on this team. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it.
So I wonder, I sometimes, like, when he came out with that Gaza shit and he's like, I'm going to go to Gaza and do this, I was kind of like, is that the trade that we're getting for all this other shit to calm that down? You know what I'm saying? But then I'm like, it seems like he's doing the Gaza thing to force the other Arab countries surrounding that to come up with a solution because they don't want us there. So I don't know, man. I think it's a wait and see.
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
I would say if you were asking me, like, what's the trust level? I mean, I to me, it's like 90%. I 90% think they're going to do the right shit.
Yeah.
But there is a chance that maybe they're, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I mean, it makes sense. You know, well, one, I don't think it's smart for anybody to put all of their eggs in one basket, right? Because at the end of the day, like, no matter how good he does, it ain't going to fix your fucking shithole life.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you still got to do some shit on your own. A lot of your shit on your own.
All of it, pretty much. But we have to fight.
But he's making the soil fucking fertile.
That's
which is important, man. Yeah. And it is. And, you know, I think that he's going to get us just to that line, and the rest is up to us. You know, I think he can only make that soil. We still got to fucking plant.
Well, of course, harvest, but that's all you can ask for.
That's all we can ask
for.
Bro,
that is in natural order. See, what's happening here is we are returning to natural order. Natural order is survival of the fittest. It is the most skilled win. And that is true in every environment, whether it be nature, whether it be sports, whether it be business, whether it just be life, bro. People love to say, "Oh, I'm not in a competition with anyone." Well, then you're going to lose. That's just as simple as that, because you are, and we are in a natural order. And the fucking best, the biggest, the baddest, the most skilled, they're going to get the most, and the people who aren't are going to get the least. And that's that. Yeah. That's the way it works. So what's happening is all this do-gooder, good-hearted shit that people wanted but isn't practical is going away, and we are returning to a natural order of meritocracy and strength and ranking and, you know, skills. And that's going to be really hard for a lot of people because, and I talked about this on MFCEO back in 2015, there's an entire generation and a half of people that, you know, maybe even 2 generations of people, at least 20 years. What's a generation? 20 years?
Yeah, 25.
Okay. So a entire generation of people, at least one, that they were getting fucking 15th place trophies, dude. Like, they don't understand that when you get out in the real world, bro, nobody's doing anything for you. So when we try to make everything equal, it makes everything completely unequal because you have the producer class producing everything. And then once people figure out that they don't have to produce, they can just take, they lose their ambition to do anything. And so we have a problem because we have a lot of those people. And those people are going to have a really hard time getting engaged in the game when they've already been taught a different set of rules their entire lives. Like when I grew up, dude, and I don't use the term luck very much, but I was very lucky to grow up with parents that taught me that you either win or you fucking lose. And that's it. And if you lost, you better go practice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You get better. I feel so extremely fortunate for having those lessons taught to me because now that I'm a grown man, I realize that not many people get those lessons taught to them. That's a simple lesson. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have a problem with that group of people. There's going to be a lot of angry people, and they're going to be angry at the people like you and me and everybody that has a common sense mind, when in reality, they should be angry at the very people that they voted for lying to them and disabling them and giving them disadvantages in life. Yeah. Like, think of the school system here right now. Okay. We are out of the 40 nations that are ranked, we are number 40, and we spend the most money in our school system
per people.
Okay. So if we're last and we're spending the most money, what does that tell you about our education system? It's ineffective at the least.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would they do that? We have the resources for the best. We have the resources to teach our kids. We did it forever. They did it to intentionally weaken our country. And so when we think about what, like you brought up the soil, right? What our personal responsibility is to this country, right? Like, a lot of people think you got to run for office to be effective. That's not even true. The most effective actual change agent of this country comes from the individual and the standards that they hold in their day-to-day life. And so that's why we say personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion, because if we, the people, don't take that role serious, then the country can't be great. if we don't have great individuals, how can the country be great? It just can't.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited for that to come back around, which clearly it is. But I'm concerned about the people who, you know, for 20 years were taught that is not the way it is.
Yeah.
Those people are going to have a hard time, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're going to either have to fucking shit or get off the pot. I mean, because like, I mean, that's the thing. Like that's the flip side of this is that I think we're going to be.
Did you have that video I sent you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's coming.
I want to talk about that when we show that video.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's the other piece of it too, though. It's like, you know, this is a great opportunity for those people, though, right? Like, I think the ability to get in the game, put some work in, and actually be able to sow some great fruit, like.
Well, dude, you know why we have such a problem with fucking mental health and depression, dude?
They're not doing anything.
That's right. And we are built to create, build, and become and contribute as human beings. And when we are relegated to just being a consumer of data, food, you know, entertainment, scrolling, all this shit, we don't have a sense of accomplishment or pride or contribution that makes us mentally healthy as human beings. And so, as I've said on the show, and I think Trump said it in his speech, I said it first, but he said it in his speech. He said, we don't have a depression problem here. We have a problem that you guys are lacking purpose. And that's the reality. And so, like, dude, when we think about like the problems that we have, bro, you know, there's people out there that, you know, they talk about how bad they have it. And bro, they're getting, you know, whatever food they want. It comes to their house in an hour. You know what I'm saying? They're talking on a $1,500 phone. They got a laptop that's $2,000. Like, dude, we have lost all perspective of hardship at a real level. Most of the people in this country. Okay. Now there are people that have extreme hardships, but the reason those people have extreme hardships is because our government created that intentionally. Mm-hmm. And so we've got to fix that. But it just, we have to realize, dude, like there's so much fucking opportunity in this country and there's so much opportunity in people's own individual lives that if we don't at least pursue our own potential as humans, dude, we're going to be unhappy. It's just reality. You're going to feel empty. You're going to feel like you don't matter. You're going to feel like nobody cares about you because guess what? You're not doing anything relevant for people to give a fuck about. And dude, you know, your mom and your dad might have told you that you're a special little flower and everybody's going to love you and this and that. They told me that shit too because they love me.
Right.
But the reality is the world don't give a shit about you, bro. The world does not fucking care. And you have to understand that you are valued. Yes, you will be valued on the quality of individual that you are to your close friends and family.
Immediate circle. Outside
of that, your value will be based upon what you create, build, contribute to, or become as an individual. And that's that. Yeah. And people want to be valued. You know, we've gotten to the point now where people want to be valued about who they have sex with.
Right.
That doesn't make sense. And so like this culture correction that's happening, it's very important that we all participate in it and understand that we're only going to get as good as you get as an individual. And that's why we should all try to be the best that we can in all areas.
100%, man. 100%. So yeah, we'll stay tuned on the Kash Patel. Like I said, hopefully he gets, you know, I don't see no reason why he wouldn't get in. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. But as all of that stuff's going on, we got more government waste to expose here a little bit. This came out that the Department of Health and Human Services splurged more than $22 billion on grants for migrants, including cash for cars, home loans, and startups. So this is just, you know, I mean, this stuff has been coming unraveling, and it's so funny to see the left erupt, talking about, you know, transparency and accountability and, you know, all of these things. And so I think today actually it launched. DOGE has an official website now, and they're putting up in real time receipts and actual fucking proof of where this stuff was going. And this is some of the stuff that came out. You know, we're not talking like a little bit of money. I mean, you had migrants, illegal migrants, people who are not supposed to be in this country, just for crossing illegally into this country. We're giving out $15,000 business loans, small business loans, loans to repair credit history up to $1,500, cultural orientation, emergency housing support, the Medicaid that people said didn't happen and wasn't happening. That's all been unraveled. And what's even crazier about this is that out of that $22 billion, 10 of that was in 1 year. And just so happened to be the year where we had the most amount of migrants crossing our border illegally. It all correlates together. So you had that come out, but an even bigger story also came out. This headline reads, why is this not making headlines? Over $2.7 trillion in fraudulent U.S. government payments discovered. Caroline Levitt responds. Let's check this clip out.
Just for a second. Earlier, the subcommittee headed by Chairman Marcia Taylor Greene, her and her staff discovered $2.7 trillion in improper payments to Medicare, Medicaid, overseas, to people who should not have gotten it. Some of this room might have missed that press conference. Can you elaborate on what the president is thinking at this point?
Well, again, that's another example. There's a very long list of the fraud, waste, and abuse that DOGE is identifying on a daily basis. Elon Musk also talked about yesterday about Social Security payments that are going out the door for people who are no longer with us. Unfortunately, I would say that is certainly fraud. There's also a lot of contracts they've identified that, just as a hypothetical example, are $1 million, but only 500,000 went out the door. So where's the rest of that cash? And so that's the thing. Those are the things that DOGE is working on every single day. And I would just remind everybody in this room, this is what President Trump campaigned on doing. He's delivering on a promise that 70
million people want it.
Bro, did you see the search results for the search results
in DC?
For in DC for lawyers.
Yeah.
And then offshore banking went through the roof.
Yeah, erase. Yeah. How to move money. It's all like through the roof.
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
Listen,
insane. Man. She said, oh, $1 million and 500,000 went out the door. Where's the other $500,000? It went to people like Elizabeth Warren, who had nothing when she came in, is now worth $70 million.
Right.
Or people like Pelosi, who's worth 9 figures.
Yeah, right.
Or really any of these people who came in, just like Elon said, and like we've said for fucking years, earning nothing and then walking out with 8, 9, 10 figures of net worth.
Libraries and museums in their name.
Right.
And it's not, there was dead people on this list that money's been sent to, but here's another conversation that nobody wants to have. There's a lot of Americans in this country that are also, as you said, is one of those 3 people that are benefiting off of the taxpaying citizens, right? Like, it's a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's a lot of them. Here's a clip I want to bring in of a woman who just got told that that's going to be ending. Let's check this clip out.
I got a DHS letter in the mail this morning, and I just now opened it. And somebody reported me to the state of Michigan because I'm making money on TikTok and I drive a 2024 BMW. They have cut my food stamps from almost $4,000 a month down to $88 a month. They are telling me if I want a review that I have to sell my car. So you're telling me if you were on welfare, food stamps, cash assistance, Section 8, you can't drive a nice car? They are forcing me to sell my brand new BMW, or I lose almost $4,000 in food stamps. Not only that, they have taken my cash assistance totally away. They are telling me that Section 8 will no longer be paying 95% of my rent, only 10% of my rent. So I will have to pay a little over $400 a month now instead of $60 a month. They cannot.
Wow. It looks like the DOGE got you too, boo.
Bro, that's the problem that I'm talking about. Okay. Remember when we talked about a minute ago about people gaming the system? That is a culture. There is millions of people that understand how to do what she's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Is that real?
Oh, bro, it's absolutely real.
Look, dude,
it's
$60 for rent.
Oh, fuck yeah.
$4,000 in food stamps.
It's absolutely real, bro.
That we're paying for, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that fucking little piece of white trash thinks that she is entitled to drive a brand new BMW.
You're
like,
on food stamps.
Dude, this is what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
These people, they will not be able to adjust to this. So like what's going to happen to them? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, listen,
welcome to reality.
I have zero empathy.
I don't either.
You know, like, and I'll be real.
Motherfucker, we've been paying for that. That's the reason why 50 to 70% of our fucking money, and everybody's like, oh, it's not it. What about all the tax that you pay outside your income tax, genius?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? There's lots of other taxes.
Well,
we're paying more than half of our money to the government. So people like that can drive a brand new BMW and pay $60 for her rent and have $4,000 worth of food stamps.
I would like to pay
$4,000 worth of fucking. How many kids does this person have?
Probably got a lot.
Yeah, like 17.
I'll say this, bro. Like, and I can say this, like,
if I was BMW, bro, I'd repo that shit just for the brand association. Like, I wouldn't want that toothless wonder driving my car.
Yeah, they can't even fit that many kids.
Huh?
They can't even fit that many kids in there. But I mean, dude, like, listen, I grew up on food stamps, right? Like, I lived in the Section 8 apartment, growing up, right? But like, we needed it,
dude. I'm not saying there's not a need for it.
It's an important distinction. Like, there are people in this.
I know a lot of people who, at times in their lives, have relied on assistance.
I get it,
and I think everybody in America understands that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I think everybody who works says, okay, there's times where I haven't been able to get by.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And yes, that's it is something that I think, out of the purpose of civility and having a good society, like I said, we take care of people.
Right.
Okay. But there needs to be real limits on
for
that.
sure, bro. It's not meant to be this permanent crutch.
No, there should be a certain amount of months out of your life that you qualify for it. You should have to pass drug tests. You shouldn't be able to buy certain things with it. Like, there should be a more stringent, enforcement of standards when it comes to how this is
welfare state.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah, because people abuse it too much, and like,
bro, you think she's not doing drugs and drinking every day? She don't have to do shit, and she's driving a brand new BMW,
making money off TikTok. It's like, I mean, where's this? You're supposed to be struggling. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you doing? But like, I mean, that's
why I asked if it was real. Because could somebody
bro,
be that? Real. Is somebody that fucking stupid to get on TikTok and say that?
Oh yeah, bro. It happens all the time, dude. Like, and I've never, I remember, and like, it is what it is. I've seen people, like, I mean, even now, shit. Like, when we live downtown, bro, we go to the grocery store and you seeing these fucking people come in, and like, this was 2021 even, and people are still doing it. Like, they're loading up their fucking carts with crab legs and fucking. And then swiping that fucking blue card. I would like a blue card.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
but see, true or not true, that is a culture that is taught.
Oh, for sure. It's learned.
This family teaches that family. This friend teaches that friend. And then they all figure out how to game the system.
Yeah, for sure.
True or not true?
That's absolutely true.
Okay. See, I wasn't taught that.
Yeah.
Growing up. You know what I was taught? If you want shit, you better fucking work.
Yeah.
And that is two distinct cultural ways of thinking that we have to mesh into the main one, which is, bro, yes, this is America, the land of opportunity. You could do anything you want, but you have to do it, and it's going to be hard, and you're going to have to put in time and effort. Now, I will say, our tax system and our financial system has become so oppressive that it makes it very difficult to do that. Should be much easier to do that. And it would be if people like that woman weren't just straight up fucking the rest of us.
Stealing.
Dude.
It's theft.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's theft.
It is.
But, so, I mean, it's stuff like that I'm running going away.
This lady, I forget her name, but she's got a fucking great account. It's funny.
It's funny?
Yeah.
But it's stuff like that, and like, to your point, it's the propaganda that, they're going to get on you for even trying to call it out or expose it. Or maybe just, fun things to actively socially engineer, the consumers.
Yeah.
This headline, this is a thing that came out. Thomson Reuters, a far left propaganda arm, receives funding from the U.S. Department of Defense for active social engineering defense, large scale social deception.
That's right.
$9 million.
That's just the tip of it, dude. There was a bunch of organizations that this is all going to come out,
bro.
It's there if you dig into it, but it's all going to come out more and more and more. They did this with COVID. Worldwide, globally. So you want to know who paid for fucking COVID bullshit? You and me paid for it.
Yeah, but you know, to wrap up this headline, this section, I should say.
DJ, why should we be having any social engineering at all?
We should. I mean, that sounds like some guinea pig.
Yeah.
You know.
So we pay taxes to be experimented on socially,
right?
For the
and we pay for it
for the benefit of other people to make money. What's that sound like to you?
Sounds like treason to me.
Yeah, it sounds like tyranny for sure.
Sedition.
Yeah, and you know, it was the greatest wealth transfer in the history of fucking mankind. Think about all the restaurants and small businesses and
68% of small businesses are done.
Well, I don't know. Is that true?
Yeah,
that sounds like a lot.
They closed them.
But my point is that these people used our money to create an operation that ended up closing a number of small businesses, at least temporarily, and shoveling trillions of fucking dollars into their businesses. It's insane, dude. It's insane. And it is the epitome of evil because it's not just greedy. It's extremely damaging to everybody that's not part of their gang. Dude, it's just...
it's fucked up shit, man.
It's super fucked up.
Now, to wrap up this first section, I want to bring this in because I waited on this to make sure that, you know, we crossed our T's and dotted our I's, and it's a legit thing. We're going to start with here. Trump confirms DOGE will audit IRS. All right. So just yesterday, the day before the show was recorded, President Donald Trump confirmed that the Department of Government Efficiency would be auditing the Internal Revenue Service after it was reported that DOGE staffers were going into the headquarters of the agency earlier this week. During a press conference in the Oval Office, Trump was asked about their presence at the IRS building and if the agency would be closed. Let's check to see what he had to say.
Mr. President, DOGE workers arrived today, Gavin Klager and others arrived today at the IRS. Do you expect to close the IRS, or what are you expecting?
No, I don't expect it, but I think that the Internal Revenue Service will be looked at like everybody else. Just about everybody's going to be looked at. So it's they're doing a hell of a job. It's an amazing job they're doing. And you know, that force is building these, I call it the force of super geniuses, but it's building. And you know, they go up and they talk to some of the people about certain deals, and the people get all tongue-tied. They can't talk because these people get it. They're very smart people. We need smart people, yes.
When he said they're doing a great job, he was
Doge.
referring to Musk and DOGE.
Correct, not the IRS.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, they're in there. They've arrived at the IRS, and they are starting to peel back some stuff there. I mean, again, USAID, that was the start, and that was 1%. We got a lot more to get through. But I want to bring this in again. Like, I wanted to make sure T's were crossed, I's were I's were dotted. I want to introduce you guys to HR 25. Fair Tax Act of 2025. This is a brand new bill that has just been introduced. You want to read the headline?
To promote freedom, fairness, and economic opportunity by repealing income tax and other taxes, abolishing the IRS, and enacting a national sales tax to be administered primarily by the states.
And it's got a bunch of co-authors.
Yeah.
A bunch of co-authors. And it's in there. Subtitle A of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 relating to income taxes, self-employment taxes is going to be repealed. Payroll taxes will be repealed. Estate and gift taxes will be repealed. I mean, it's laying out quite a bit of stuff in this.
They should be.
Should be. It all should be. Now, of course, this is just a bill. It's just getting started. It has to be voted on and stuff like that, and then goes to the president for approval. But with how fast that Trump's moving, there's a high chance that this thing is going to get pushed through pretty quickly. I mean,
well, look, they're going to have to, and I'll tell you why. Because there's going to be short-term pain because of the tariffs. Okay, the tariffs are going to go in. There's going to be products that are not made in America that are still going to be bought by consumers here, which the price is going to go up. That's going to create a situation where some prices go up, and he's going to have to answer for that. His answer for that is to eliminate the tax on the bottom end.
That's what balances it out.
Correct. So, and then after the tariffs and everything gets settled, because what will happen is over time, the United States will either make those products here and we support those companies that make those products here, or they will figure out how to get a 0% tariff because they won't, we will use our leverage against theirs.
Right.
So there's going to be a transition period. So when you say it has to happen very quick, it does. If he plans on doing what he says with the tariffs, it has to happen quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, we could be weeks away.
Could be, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because and again, I'm not an attorney. All these guys
It shouldn't
are
even be
attorneys.
that, bro.
No, it shouldn't.
Listen, we should get, for what is happening with the fraud and the way that money has been stolen, we should never pay tax again. At least the people who have been paying tax.
In our lifetime.
Yeah. We should get some sort of refund back for the last 15 or 20 years of what we've
put in.
Yeah. Because it was clearly stolen. So
I'd say you take all of those people that were stealing that money, you seize all of their financial assets.
Yeah, and dump it back into the pool and redistribute it. 100%.
Distribute the wealth.
Yeah, 100%, which is what they're crying for last year.
Distribute the wealth.
In the last 20 years.
Make them pay their fair share.
That's right.
Yeah. Guys, jumping on this conversation. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments. With that being said, let's go cruise some of these quickly. We got some good comments down in the chat. This first one comes from Liz Shy. Okay. Part of me kind of wanted to put this, make this. That might be racist. But we'll see. We'll take a look. Liz Shy says, "Shut up, bro. They're just proud of their roots. People that helped build this country. Sorry, friends, but I don't want to cut yards or clean toilets. They're not taking our jobs. They're doing what we don't do." Talking about the immigrants. You're talking about the immigrants. Damn it, I missed Q. You got to cue me in on that.
So you're asking me, is it racist or not?
Is that racist?
You guys tell me.
That's pretty racist.
Fuck.
Bro, they're so explicit with their racism.
Dude, they don't
man.
understand. They're so dumb. They don't even understand how racist they are.
It's so inherent.
Yeah. Leave them alone. Let them pick our fruits. I don't want to do that shit.
Oh, fuck. All right, Liz. All right, cool.
Shit, dude, it's hot out there.
Oh, man. This next comment comes from at Marvin Soldier 6884. He says, people out here in Canada are really scared of becoming the 51st state. I live in Quebec, where 90% of people speak primarily French. And my neighbor, she started learning English and listening to American TV shows. It's getting funny out there.
You know what? That's cool. You guys just still speak French. They do that shit down in New Orleans a little bit.
Yeah, a little Creole down there. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Canada has much of a choice. I really don't. And I think most Canadians, when they stop and think about it, they're proud of their culture. Canadians are proud people, which they should be. Canada's an awesome place. But there's also people they kind of would be like a Texas. You know how Texas is like its own thing.
It's kind of its own thing.
Yeah, like you go to Texas, it has Texas culture.
Yeah.
Right? Like you go to Florida, they got Florida culture.
Florida's
it just so happens to be Kyle punching holes in drywall with this fucking monster
fucking
energy.
meth crocodiles.
Yeah. All right. You go to California, it's like their own thing. Nobody wants to go there anymore. But Canada, you guys have a beautiful culture, bro. You could be the biggest state. That's fucking cool.
Bigger than Alaska.
Probably the most beautiful state. That's pretty cool. I don't know what else is cool about Canada.
I think maple syrup.
Yeah, you got
maple
syrup.
syrup's pretty good.
Like, dude, I think the people are nice. They're courteous. They're common sense people for the most part. They're very passive, which is why they've allowed themselves to get into this situation. You guys, I think it's a good thing.
Bro, if America conquers fucking Canada in 2025.
It's not conquering.
No, that'd be conquering, bro.
No, I think the only people that don't want to do it are like legitimately like
the people that are also stealing from them.
Yes. Like, bro, you don't think that the people in Canada are looking down here right now for the most part and be like, fuck.
It don't look that bad.
This is awesome.
It's awesome, eh?
We can keep more of our money. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Did
you see?
They get taxed pretty hard.
Quebec's running commercials, like national commercials about how we're your neighbor to the north, and we love you, and you're gonna love us back. Did you see them?
Right?
Yeah, they just started coming on,
No
dude.
shit.
Yeah, and they're like, we've always been here for you, and we always will be, no matter what happens. It actually is like that. It's like the uncertainty in the world. Like now,
Yeah, right.
It's like, bro, listen, nobody's trying to fuck you guys up.
We'll be
Like
cool.
we're trying to create an alliance.
Yeah, we'll be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We got one final comment from you, or for you. This is from at Kyle. I see him 1991. He says, you said it 3 years ago, damn near to the date. Quote, if you're someone who wants to win, now is the time to put your foot on the gas because the pendulum will swing back. So fucking glad I listened to you back then.
Dude, remember everybody who was pro-America before it was cool to be pro-America. I told you guys this was going to happen. I told you winning was going to come back in style. Natural order was going to come back. Pro-America companies were going to come back. The pride in this flag and this country was going to come back. Patriotic America was going to come back. And guess where we are? And everybody said, dude, no way. Blah, blah, blah. It's not going to happen. Look what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. So, and I'm happy that we're here. But it does seem like a lot of people have forgotten a lot of the people who were there before everybody else. You know what I mean?
Before it was cool.
Yeah, like but that's just that's the product of, not kissing the rings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
I'm just here to report what I see.
Yeah. Guys, we appreciate you for being real ass fans. With that being said,
We are the first fucking people that were saying that. Period.
No doubt.
Years ahead of everybody else.
No doubt.
So,
yeah, let's keep this cruise moving, man. We got headline number 2. We'll keep this cruise moving now. Let's talk about internationally what's happening on.
Hey, we don't have to hurry through. It's Saturday, man. What else they got to do?
That's true. We got time.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys just gonna fuck off anyway, right? You might as well fuck off with us.
Yeah, man. It's true. It's true. I wore my nice hoodie for you guys.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I actually got this from you. Actually,
it looks good.
It's like 101, baby.
Yeah. That is 101.
That is 101. I told you, Madot thought I was playing.
No, it's 101.
I'm sorry. I hit you kind of hard, didn't I?
It's his birthday.
It is his birthday, so that's just one.
Yeah, it's his birthday. Mr. Lover.
36 more? How old are you? You're 31. Damn.
That's young.
Yeah.
That's old to you.
I mean, he's my ancient.
How old are you? All right, we got a bunch of adults.
I got my dirty 30 this year.
No shit.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah. Dirty 30.
All right.
Yeah. Let's go to Vegas.
No.
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 Come on, man. We can redo the NASCAR scene.
No. I can't do Vegas, bro.
Yeah?
Not anymore.
No?
No. Fuck no.
Fuck.
No way.
We gotta go somewhere.
Not there.
Okay. All right. We'll plan on it. Guys, tell us where we should go. We can't go to Austin again.
Just not
a little gay down there.
I like Vegas. It's just it doesn't like me back.
Gotcha. Bro, we recreate the Hangover down there? That'd be great.
Yeah.
Headline number 2, guys. Headline number 2. Let hell break out. Trump demands Hamas free all hostages by Saturday noon or deals off and Israel can fight. So this is a little, to your point, man, I think a lot of his stuff is very strategic. And I think it's more like it's the threat that makes people move, right? We saw this with the tariffs on Canada and Mexico, right? Like 25%, tariffs on Mexico. Then all of a sudden we got Mexico actually pulling their part and doing what they're supposed to be doing, preventing this fucking invasion. Saw it with Canada, same thing. I think to your point, it's the threat of action that creates, exactly what he wants to happen. It's
well, here, look, just like all these politicians for so many years have been fleecing the system, these same politicians, and this is why it legitimately should be treated as treason. Okay, these people should either serve jail or be executed for what they've done, because what they've done is not only steal our money and oppress our citizens for their own benefit, they have also allowed other countries to take advantage of us off of our hard work and our tax dollars so that they can make more money. The government is not a money-making operation for individuals. These people should be there to serve. They should be doing it really for free, in my opinion. It should be illegal to get a kickback or any kind of gifts at all. Like, we need people that want to serve the people and do the best for the people. And I think we have one now that is just saying, hey, this fuckery is over, bro.
Yeah.
You're not doing this anymore. And these countries know how bad they've been screwing the Americans for a long time. And so they fall right back in line. Right?
Yeah.
You think they're not aware that they know they're fucking us?
Yeah. Oh, they know 100%. I mean, and if shit, the last 4 years, while the United States was declining, everybody else was doing fucking great.
Yeah.
Because that's where all of our fucking shit was going.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he gave an ultimatum. This was back on Monday of this week. He gave an ultimatum to Hamas about these prisoner hostage exchanges and releases. Hamas said no. All right. Well, then Trump said this.
Well, I would say this, and I'm going to let that because that's Israel's decision. But as far as I'm concerned, if all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it and all bets are off and let hell break out. I'd say they ought to be returned by 12 o'clock on Saturday, and if they're not returned, all of them, not in drips and drabs, not 2 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 2. Saturday at 12 o'clock, and after that, I would say all hell is going to break out.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's a hard decision to make.
It is.
Like, I mean, so they back down.
They back down.
Yeah.
You know, they agree to resume the releasing of not just Israeli hostages. There are some Americans over there as well, and they've you know have since resumed their releases. So you got that going on. Other things happening. I mean, you got anything else on the like? I think
that's a big balls move. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know, that's a difficult decision that a leader has to make. You know, hey, if you fuckers don't give us everybody back, we're going to take care of business. But in that taking care of business, it probably means that those hostages aren't going to make it either.
Yeah, right.
So it's a lose-lose situation for everybody. But, you know, at the end of the day, people look out for themselves. And if I think that these guys are smart enough to understand it will be scorched earth if they don't do what Trump says, whether you agree or don't agree, whichever side you think you support.
100%. But then he sent one of the fucking guys of ISIS. He sent them like a picture of his house.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen,
he's notorious for doing shit like that.
You know, but you got that going on. Other things, you know, we played around with Canada a little bit, right? You know, we also had some talks about, you know, Trump wants to get Greenland. Well, now they have countered his offer. Have you seen this? There's now a petition calling for Denmark to buy California. And it secures more than 230,000 signatures.
Let's trade.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, who really wants California? The people in California don't even want California.
I mean, can they just take the people? Like,
so we're gonna mess up two beautiful places.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. I mean, but it's picking up.
I'm just kidding.
Traction.
I don't want to trade them.
Yeah, it's picking up a lot of steam,
bro. California people most California people think like we think too, but their systems are just so corrupt that they can't get ahead.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they put out it's a real petition that's been put out right now. It's got 233,000 people sign up. Let's buy California from Trump, Denmark's next big adventure. Saying let's.
I mean, fuck, dude. Danish people are sweet.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, so fucking they could come in and like they're a little more progressive. I think they know how to handle these weirdos.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They'll do what they got to do. They come over here. They're good looking people.
Don't they have armpit hair? Like
Denmark?
The women don't shave over there. Do they?
What?
I've heard.
What are you talking about?
I heard that somewhere.
Denmark's like, these people are beautiful people, bro.
Yeah, but they don't shave. Like
what are you talking about?
The women don't shave.
That's not true.
That's
not true.
Lie.
Where the fuck you get that?
Online, the internet.
Yeah. You're thinking of California.
Is that what, okay, yeah. We already got it.
Yeah.
All right, that's right. Yeah. That's right. But yeah, so that's going on. Other international news happening. Trump threatens a 100% tariff on dead BRICS group if they play games with the dollar. He's been hammering these guys out.
Well, I mean, we have the most leverage. We're the biggest consumers of all of their goods.
Of all their shit. And so, and it's very interesting. Again, like he puts out the threat and people get the fucking line. That's exactly what happened. Check this clip out.
In the past, you have spoken against BRICS. India is part of BRICS.
Hold on, stop.
Do you want to dismantle BRICS?
When did you go to the White House, bro?
You didn't record yesterday, you know?
Shit, dude.
He's our White House press secretary.
All right.
Yeah,
I got it.
He's our rep for the show.
So he's got our real AF credentials at the White
he's got
House.
a press pass, yep.
How was it seeing Trump?
Good. Very orange, but good.
Yeah, he couldn't understand a word you fucking said, huh?
I got that clip next. But yeah, this is Trump's response on BRICS.
In the past, you have spoken against BRICS. India is part of BRICS. Do you want to dismantle BRICS, or you want to? You just want to be part of it?
I don't care, but BRICS was put there for a bad purpose, and most of those people they don't even want to talk about it now. They're afraid to talk about it because I told them if they want to play games with the dollar, then they're going to be hit with a 100% tariff the day they mention that they want to do it. And they will come back and say, we beg you not to do this. BRICS is dead since I mentioned that. BRICS died the minute I mentioned that. And I remember when Obama and Biden in particular, I guess he said that, they have us over a barrel. They don't have us over a barrel. We have them over a barrel. If BRICS wants to play games, those countries won't trade with us. We won't trade with them. And if any trading gets through, it'll be 100% tariff at least.
What would be
You know what? When they hear that, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to say, look what happened to BRICS. They didn't want to talk about it. They don't even want to admit that they were a member of BRICS. That's what's happened.
Dude, first of all, this just shows you how bad the treasonous acts of the Biden administration were. They were getting paid, and this will come out. It's what I've been saying for 4 years now. They were getting paid money under the table, and it wasn't just $19-20 million. We're going to find out it was hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions and billions of dollars. We just haven't found it yet.
Yeah.
And this is all speculation, by the way. But I'm right. Okay. Those motherfuckers were taking money to hand our economy over
on a silver platter.
Yes, to these BRICS nations. 100%. And we're going to find out, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
bro, the best thing Trump could do now, like real talk, the best thing he could do is start building fucking gallows, legitimately building gallows. Because
you'll see rats jump from
that's
real.
right. Everybody will come out and tell the truth.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Bro, he starts fucking sharpening stakes on the front White House.
Bro, I'm going to tell you right now, if it were me, there'd be dudes out there right now with hammers and nails putting together gallows, and I would be telling them, well, the people who don't come clean, this is what we're going to do with them.
Oh, fuck.
And everybody would come out and tell the truth, and there would be 10 or 12 main characters that would have to eat the shit, and it is what it is. You make an example out of them.
Yeah, fuck. Well, yeah, and then we sent Syed in. He tried to ask a question. This is how that turned out.
Do you think that should continue here in the U.S. as well?
You're going to have to go louder.
Mr. President, people in India would be welcoming your decision to extradite the Habur Rana to...
I can't understand a word he said.
May I? May I, sir?
Bro, he ain't lying. Could you understand?
No. Syed, could you understand?
No.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. The more... I'm starting to like this dude way more.
Who, Trump?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Like way, way, way more.
Well, did you see? So, I mean, that he's standing right next to the prime minister.
I'm still going to call him out when he does goofy shit.
For sure.
You know, but like, dude, it's so cool watching someone who is a competent leader lead. Like like we watched a bunch of fucking morons, like imbeciles for the last 4 years. Like, think of Kamala Harris, bro.
Oh, fuck.
And then compare her to what we see from J.D. Vance right now. Think Biden didn't even answer one fucking question himself for 4 years. Okay? He went through Oompa Loompa and all these other people. And this dude will answer anything, anywhere, anytime, off his head. He knows the data. He knows the stats. He knows what's going on. Like, it's just so...
It's refreshing.
Dude, It's refreshing.
It's refreshing, yeah.
And whether you agree with everything he says or not, it's just awesome to have a leader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, he's using the threat of our leverage and our strength as a country. The little that we do have left is still fucking
We got a lot
powerful.
left. They just made us think that we didn't.
It's true. But he's standing right there next to the Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister Modi. And I just thought this was funny because, again, you threaten the BRIC stuff, 100% tariffs, and then
India was in on it.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I mean, they're the eye.
Yeah.
Right? And you see how they react to real leadership when there's a real competent leader in office. Check this clip out.
Borrowing an expression from America, our vision for a developed India is to make India great again, or MEGA.
What'd you say?
When America and India work together, that is, when it's MAGA plus MEGA, it becomes mega. A mega partnership.
Yeah.
It does. Make Earth great again.
We're going to have some megas in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? We all get along. You know? Bro, they should let me come translate that shit, bro. I'll fucking kill it. That's great, bro.
You know what? I think it's great too.
It's great.
Do you guys like this guy, Modi?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Is he cool?
He's a very competent leader.
Really?
And India
He seems like it.
Oh, yeah. And India doesn't have the rule that America has that you can only have 2 term limits for a president. I think he has been the prime minister for the last 12 years or so.
And people like him? He's popular?
People like him with big majority. And he's pretty funny, too.
He seems like a good dude.
He's pretty funny.
He seems like a smart grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
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 Other little last international news. So JD Vance, you just brought him up, actually. He's been killing it as VP. He's on his world tour right now, going and getting shit in line. He went over to Munich in Germany, and there is a global security conference going on. Now, the day this conference is happening today.
They're in Munich?
In Munich.
Munich's one of my favorite cities.
Yeah,
ever.
and it's happening right now as we speak. I believe they're probably finishing up right now. But just yesterday, dude, I don't know if you saw this. Yesterday, there was another mass terrorist attack in Germany.
In Munich.
In Munich. A car driver in Munich plows into crowd a day before Vance and world leaders gather for security conference. At least 28 people, including children, were injured. When the car drove through, they found the guy. He was an Afghan asylum seeker, 24-year-old.
Oh, you mean like the motherfuckers doing that shit here?
Exactly. But they have this. The conference still goes on. I thought they probably would have shut it down or postponed it or delayed it, but no, it went on. And JD Vance got in there, bro, and he's fucking ruling the stage over there. Ruling it.
He's a stud, dude.
Dude, he's awesome. Yeah. He's awesome, and he's literally calling everybody out on their bullshit. He gave about a 15, 20-minute speech. Part of that, he said, quote, "The threat that I worry the most about vis-a-vis Europe is not Russia. It's not China. It's not other external actor," he said in an address at the Munich Security Conference. He says, quote, "For years, we've been told that everything we fund and support is in the name of our shared democratic values. Everything from our Ukraine policy to digital censorship is billed as a defense of democracy. But when we see European courts canceling elections and senior officials threatening to cancel others, we ought to ask whether we're holding ourselves to an appropriately high standard." Check this clip out.
And I believe deeply that there is no security if you are afraid of the voices, the opinions, and the conscience that guide your very own people. Europe faces many challenges, but the crisis this continent faces right now, the crisis I believe we all face together, is one of our own making. If you're running in fear of your own voters, there is nothing America can do for you. Nor, for that matter, is there anything that you can do for the American people who elected me and elected President Trump. You need democratic mandates to accomplish anything of value in the coming years. Have we learned nothing that thin mandates produce unstable results? But there is so much of value that can be accomplished with the kind of democratic mandate that I think will come from being more responsive to the voices of your citizens. If you're going to enjoy competitive economies, if you're going to enjoy affordable energy and secure supply chains, then you need mandates to govern, because you have to make difficult choices to enjoy all of these things. And of course, we know that very well in America. You cannot win a Democratic mandate by censoring your opponents or putting them in jail, whether that's the leader of the opposition, a humble Christian praying in her own home, or a journalist trying to report the news. Nor can you win one by disregarding your basic electorate on questions like who gets to be a part of our shared society.
Before you comment anything on that, I just want to point out to your earlier point how coherent, well put, such a nice gentleman image. He's not stuttering, not making stupid word puzzles.
Yeah.
Presents such a nice image of America to everybody else.
I totally agree, dude. It's no different than building a brand. How you represent yourself is going to be what people perceive. I agree, dude. Like it's night and day. It's opposite ends of the spectrum.
No pun intended.
One of the
Yeah. No shit. No shit.
One of the things I used to be really getting pissed at was when my friends back home used to make fun of America as a whole because of Joe Biden and Kamala.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty easy to make fun of them. We make fun of them too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
But how
now-
they think that that's the image of America.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They think everybody in America is like that because our leaders represent us.
Of course.
So when this happens, it makes me happy as a naturalized citizen that we are representing a strong image of the country and you're not speaking like a second grader.
Yeah, dude. Well, remember, there's an intentional reason they did that.
Right.
They had to make the rest of the world believe that our country was a bunch of imbecile dumbasses in order for them to get what they were trying to do, which was basically the conquering of America culturally, and eventually, actually.
Physically, yeah.
Yeah. So, dude, what Vance is saying here is very important, because what he's saying, without saying it, is, hey, you motherfuckers, we're not going to work with you. We're not going to support you. We're not giving you anything until you stop this communist shit. That's what the fuck
That's
he's saying.
exactly what I took from it, bro.
Yeah.
He's putting them on notice.
Yes. That's what he said in a very professional way,
Yep.
which
Very political.
kudos to him.
Yeah.
I can't say things that way. And apparently Trump can't either.
We should, start
Yeah.
we should start a real AF translation of all these speeches, easier to understand.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what he's saying. He's saying very stern, very confidently, like, look, we're not with the shit. We know what you guys were doing. Trump said it when he was talking about BRICS. The reason that he said BRICS was formed for an evil reason that nobody wants to talk about. And what he's talking about there is making America a communist country that was on the same level global in the globalist sphere as all the other third world, second world places that, exist in this country or in the world. So when we think about like what these two are actually saying is they're putting the world on notice, like, hey, we know the deal. See, the American people, listen, the American citizen on average has been made to struggle so hard that it's impossible for them to keep up with what's actually happening in the news, okay? In government, geopolitical, situations. That's intentional. Okay, they know that if they keep us fighting, they keep us arguing over race, they keep us arguing over gender, they keep us arguing over sexuality, they keep us financially oppressed, they know that they can get away with handing our country over to everybody else that enriches themselves. They don't give a shit. The people who are representing the last administration are the opposite of patriotic Americans. They are self-serving, they are greedy, they have no qualms about oppressing their fellow citizens at all and making their lives harder for them to have a better life, okay? In my opinion, that deserves death sentence punishment, for real. Because these people take an oath to serve. And part of the privilege of that oath is to be in control of our financial resources and the decisions that are made in the interests of the American person. And when you go in there and you make decisions that are the opposite, meaning you sold us out down the river, that is treason. All right? And I'm hoping that this job gets finished because, like I say, people don't stop things until there is harsh accountability for those things if they happen again. And, it's nice to see him professionally articulate what we've been saying for a long time, which is, this shit needs to stop.
Yeah. He's let them know.
And dude, but see, here's the thing. The other thing he said, brother, is that we fund this. If you noticed, he said at the very beginning, the first sentence, we fund these things that are supposed to do these things for the good of all of us. And we are not funding those things. And what we are funding, that we've just started to find out through DOGE, is a framework of media that comes through proxy, like George Soros, right? The USAID gives his organization $216 million. He spends the $216 million on destabilizing through cultural destabilization, demoralization through the media, right? But then there's a whole bunch of people that do that. And that's global. So they're getting money from our government to propagate a message that has allowed mass migration, that has allowed the deterioration of family values, of Christianity, of really anything other than, straight up anarchy. Everything goes Weimar Republic shit from the 1930s Germany, which is communist. All right. So he's basically saying, very simply, fuck you, commies, come get some. And you ain't getting shit from us ever again until you stop this crazy shit.
Yep, 100%, man.
Yeah, this could, I think not, but it could, depending on how aggressive the European people are going to be to reject the communist ideals, right? I don't know where they are. I know some people that live in Europe and they're like, dude, they're very liberal.
Well, because they don't really have a democracy per se.
Yeah, but dude, these people are taxed like crazy.
Yeah.
It's just, they're like 10 years down the road. And it makes me wonder, do the European people still have it in them to even want anything else? And that's going to be a situation too. So I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see. But I appreciate, just like you said, Zishan, that we have strong leadership that is at least going to stand up for us.
Yeah, 100%, man. Guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think. With that being said, let's get to our third and final headline. We got headline number 3. It is Valentine's Day.
Technically, it was yesterday.
Technically. But, today, I'm here with you now.
Yeah. And?
Will you? Will you be mine?
No.
Okay. All right, but the White House tried it too. White House trolls illegal migrants with a Valentine's Day card featuring Trump and Homan. Roses are red, violets are blue. Come here illegally and we'll deport you.
The White House posted that?
From the White House.
All right. See, now we're getting somewhere, dude. We're getting somewhere.
They probably saw your post and copied it.
That's what it was. Madonna did do it first.
They usually do things after I say they should do them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Fix DJ's credit.
Yeah. Why don't you guys, here's what I want. This is what I want next. Okay, since I know, you guys down there, you're listening.
They listen.
It's all good.
It's fine.
Here's what we want next. I represent the people now.
Yeah.
All right, this is what the people want. They want their debt wiped clean. Credit card debt, bank debt. All right, these motherfucking bankers have been fucking with us for 70, 80 years, 100 years. Okay, always.
We bail them out all the time.
We bail them out, and when we get a bailout, it's $700, for crisis management and wildfires or hurricanes. It's bullshit, all right? How about this? How about if we're going to reset everything, let's reset the debt. How about people get a break on their mortgages and break on their fucking credit cards and the debt gets wiped from these banks, and then we can use more debt, okay? We can start it over. But now we're in a situation where you're going to have a booming economy and you're going to, how about this? Fuck the banks this time instead of the people. I like that.
I like that. Let me know. We'll see. I'm on board with that. But yeah, a lot of
that'd
things.
Probably get me shot out of all the shit I say. That's the one to get me really shot.
Get you,
yeah, but I don't care. Dude.
It's real, bro. We
no shit.
All the time.
The people get fucked and these banks just get more and more and more and more.
Every time.
That there should be a correction or at least Well,
because they take our money and they fucking lose it and they get more of our money just a different way.
Listen, dude, this is debt enslavement. It's intentional. If we're going to have freedom, we need a new system, dude. We're real talk. I hope that Trump can do this peacefully. But at the end of the day, dude, we need no tax. We need to be subsidizing the revenue in many different ways other than income tax. the people have been indebted for 100 years. All right. That needs to be clean too. And then we'll talk. Then when that situation happens, where true financial freedom happens in this country, we will see a boom of all booms in terms of, like, when he talks about the golden age, you want a real golden age, eliminate income tax and people's debt and see what the fuck happens.
Yeah. Yeah. But on this talk about migrants, we got to check in with it. There's a lot has been happening. Let's go up to New York first. You got border czar Tom Homan meets with Blue City leader for crackdown on criminal aliens. So Tom Homan just met with Eric Adams, mayor for New York City, to discuss collaboration between federal authorities and the NYPD in cracking down on known criminal aliens in the Big Apple, especially members of Venezuela's Tren de Aragua, a source told Fox News. The visit comes shortly after federal authorities dropped a corruption case against Adams, kicked off under the Biden-Harris administration, which the mayor had alleged was political retaliation for his opposition to an open border policy that sent hundreds of thousands of illegals to New York. Adams has denied breaking the law and met with Trump at Mar-a-Lago last month. So they met together, tried to come up with some type of plan to work together, right? Now, but here's the thing, okay? And, you know, he's saying that now he's willing to cooperate with ICE on civil enforcement, but everybody's pounced on him now. Everybody. I mean, it's a full-scale media attack to the point you got Governor Kathy Hochul doesn't rule out removing Eric Adams from office. They're trying to say that this is a quid pro quo deal going on between the Trump administration and Eric Adams. So she just made a statement last night saying that they wouldn't rule out removing Eric Adams from office after these allegations emerged that the feds would drop their criminal case against Adams in exchange for him helping President Trump crack down on illegal immigration. And they used a video from an interview that the two did on Fox News. Check this clip.
Doesn't come through. You're up early anyway. If he doesn't come through, I'll be back in New York City, and we won't be sitting on the couch. I'll be in his office, up his butt, saying, "Where the hell is the agreement we came to?" So
that right there, they're saying that's the evidence for quid pro quo. All right, now left's pretty racist. They're racist.
Yes.
I want to show you this picture. If you guys are listening to audio, you got to come see this picture on YouTube. A white liberal Karen put this out.
Are you serious?
Swear to God.
I love how these
Bro, so racist.
These upper middle class white brunchers think it's okay to, like, they talk about being anti-racist and being an ally and all this shit, but as soon as a black person doesn't agree with them, their full racist barrage comes out.
Bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, so not just New York. We'll come back to New York here in a second, but let's go down to Dallas real quick. Did you see this? Dallas police won't join ICE deportation raids. Interim chief tells immigrant meetings. The Dallas Police Department, all right, DPD, has begun hosting a series of outreach meetings to inform immigrant communities that the agency will not take part in any deportation raids or arrests currently being carried out by the Trump administration. At least 5 meetings are taking place, with the first kicking off on Wednesday and the remainder running through February 20th, according to the DPD Facebook page. On Wednesday, the interim chief, Michael Igo, attempted to assuage fears running through local immigrant communities that the force will assist Immigrations and Customs Enforcement in its deportation efforts, which have ramped up under the Trump administration. Quote, the Dallas Police Department is not assisting any federal agency on detaining people that are either documented or undocumented in the city of Dallas, Igo said to attendees at Familia Bethel Nacional Church in Dallas, per CBS News. Igo, who has been interim chief of police since October, told the Spanish-speaking parishioners that his department would not turn in or report anyone here illegally who calls 911 for help or is pulled over for traffic violations. He continues to say, quote, I need you guys to continue to call the police, to not be afraid to come out of your homes, to go to work, to send our kids to school, said Ego. He also put out a tweet yesterday saying, quote, "There's no room for fear in our community. I am meeting with stakeholders across Dallas to reassure them that we're here to serve and protect all Dallas residents and are committed to enforcing city ordinances and state laws." Okay.
Well, I mean, first of all, just because you're not assisting federal agencies doesn't mean that it won't happen. That's the first thing. But, you know, I think, like anything, there's nuance to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, when we think about like Dallas and Houston and, you know, Arizona, New Mexico, you know, there's lots of illegal people from Mexico who have been coming here for years, or families live here. There's probably a lot of police officers on that department that have members of their family living here, you know, undocumented or illegally. So I personally, I've always felt that Mexico and America, you know, it was kind of an unspoken deal where, like, you know, people know that there's a lot of Mexican people living here, but the Mexican people don't come here and start a bunch of shit.
Right.
Right. So it's a delicate situation because I don't think many people really want our Mexican friends kicked out.
No, they're cool.
I think people don't want these military age males that came here at the number of 15 to 20 million over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So, and from what I've understood and what I've been told, they are targeting those people.
Right. The bad ones.
Yes.
I mean, quote unquote, right?
Yeah. So like, dude, you know, and dude, if you think about how fearful it would be to be someone who was from Mexico and maybe didn't have proper papers, but has been living here and contributing and being a good citizen for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with those people?
Yeah.
And how do you handle that? And so, you know, I think as you get further south where family members have been, you know, there's lots of police officers that have family members that aren't here. You know what I mean? They're fucking family, bro.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be more resistance in those agencies to do these things.
Yeah.
And so I think, you know, maybe there needs to be some more clarity on who we're going after and what we're doing, and not just straight up, hey, everybody who's not here, you know.
You can't just turn the lights on like, all right, everybody out.
Yeah. It's, and plus, dude, you got to think about what that would do to the economy and, you know, so there's nuance here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure where the line is. I don't have the answer, but there is a line. And I probably believe, and, you know, I'm sure there's some people on the Dallas Police Department that disagree with this. I'm sure there's some that agree with it.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the further south you get, it's more of a nuanced situation because a lot of these people have been really good to America and they've been contributing citizens, and they're friendly and they're fun and they bring good culture that we all enjoy. And so, you know, where's the line?
Yeah.
And I think it's
an important question to ask.
I think that, I mean, how do you guys feel about that being, like, when you talk about, you know, people who have been here for a long time, you know, who contribute?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and on top of that too, like, had our immigration system, you know, not be filled with bureaucracy and take 7, 8, 10 years,
maybe a
to
lot of
go
those
through
people
that
could have been processed,
right? Like, I mean, you know, there's an argument for sure to be made there, right? Unfortunately, I think the way that I see this going, because I mean, ultimately, you got to remember this too. A lot of, you know, especially these big agencies, they get a lot of their funding from the government, from the federal government, right? And so, I mean, you can't. You can say, okay, yeah, we're not helping, but guess what? The federal government could also say, okay, well, you know, that grant that we just gave your police department, you know, yeah, okay, that's getting pulled.
Yeah, well, that's ultimately what they'll do.
And that's what that's going to be the. You know, I see that being a very easy. You know what I'm saying? So
sure.
Again, like, we have to make sure, one, we're being very, very clear on who we're going after. I don't care that, you know, Jose's going to go see his abuela. Cool. I want, you know, Juan or fucking the dudes from Haiti or wherever
that are trying to eat our fucking cats
that are ruining American lives.
Yes, 100%.
Like, if that's who we're going after, let's get them out.
Yeah,
right?
I think everybody agrees with that.
no empathy.
Yeah.
They got to go. They got to go. But we do need to have a conversation on, okay, well, like, I mean, what do we do with the people who have been here for years, who have been contributing? I don't even think they're looking at those
Both of
people
us
yet.
have friends like that.
Yeah, they're not even but like those conversations, that bridge, we're not even at that point yet because we're still trying to get the people who are actually destroying this country.
When I say fucking deport them, I'm not talking about
umbrella.
I'm not talking about the guys who have been here contributing, who have jobs and create and do good things and don't fuck with people. I'm talking about people that have come here for nefarious reasons. And there's a lot of them.
There's a lot.
You don't come here, with just yourself and no kids and no family and this and say, oh, I'm seeking asylum.
Yeah, no. No. That we got to get those people out for sure.
I think anybody who's come over in the last 5-6 years, gone.
I mean, that's a good, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like if you've been here past that, okay, we could talk. We have a special program for you to expedite your citizenship.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I think that'd be fair.
Yeah. Like, dude, because then what you could do is like, let's say dude gets caught up, right? Let's say in Dallas, guy gets pulled over for speeding, right? Speeding, not a real crime. Oh, you're not here legally? How long have you been here? Well, I've been here since 2010. What do you do? This is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as it's not harmful and he's, not
he's a productive,
violent person or crime person or this or that, say, okay, we got you now. Now you have to go complete this program or in this amount of time, you got to go.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I think that'd be fair.
Like there's solutions here. We just have to figure out what they are.
Yeah. I think when we get rid of a lot of this government race that has been happening, it'll be easier to do that.
For sure.
Because that process does need to be fucking.
But like, bro, like my buddies who I know who have family that's not here legally, which I know some, they're great people. They're people that I actually care about a lot, and they contribute to my life and people's lives in our community. And
but dude, the media does not help with this though, right? Because the media pushes the propaganda that like that's who they're going at. That's not who they're going after right now.
That, from what I understand, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, but you're getting that every single day from CNN. I'd be fucking terrified too.
But dude, we don't really know who they're getting and who they're not getting because as we just found out from USAID, a lot of this news is fucking paid for by the government as propaganda. And if we only think that that's paid for on one side, I think that would be an ignorant assumption. I think we have to understand that there is there's always three sides to the story. There's the right side, the left side, and then the middle side, right? And it's not two sides to a coin. There's the edge too, and that's where usually the truth is.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, and I don't take the chief as like being a dick about this. I don't think he's trying.
I think he's trying to calm
tensions.
Yeah.
Well, but I want to show you.
Think if you were afraid to go to the store.
Yeah.
You've been here for 15 years. You've raised your kids here. Your kids are citizens, and you're afraid to go to the fucking grocery store because if you get caught, you're going to go back and lose your family.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's 100. I get it. I don't believe that that's the case, but there definitely needs to be more clarity around what's happening. 100%.
There needs to be a program in place where those people cannot continue to exist here illegally, and then there is a very clear line that is set in motion from this point on that says you either are or you aren't.
Right.
And that allows us to have a very clean policy.
Clean slate.
Yeah.
Clean slate. Revival of the country, bro. Now, like I said, I don't think I don't think he had any ego when he was doing this. I don't think it was like a big dick move that he was trying to push or say fuck the government, right?
It doesn't seem that way.
It doesn't seem that way, but I do want to go to somebody who I believe is doing that. Let's go to AOC.
Yeah.
AOC's office advises migrants on how to avoid deportations in a live webinar.
She's going to get arrested for this.
Dude.
I'm going to laugh.
Dude. Sharing tips like do not open your door. And guess who paid for it?
We did.
We're paying for it.
Yeah.
We're paying for it. It was shit like this that
we paid for her whole campaign. The way that her campaign was structured, she was receiving the funding from these organizations that USAID was paying. So they went out and found this communist woman who believes all this crazy shit, and they put her in office on your money and my money. You see?
Yeah. And to me, this is a little bit different.
She's insane, dude.
Dude, this is different than a chief saying, hey, we're not going to assist. You ain't got to worry about getting put. This is don't open your door. Or these are things. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a little bit different. This is
That's saying, hey, don't listen to the cops when they tell you to get out of the car and put your hands up. You know what happens in those situations?
Never good.
People get fucking shot.
Not good.
So when you're, she doesn't even think about this.
No.
Like she's telling them to essentially put themselves in a very dangerous position that could get them killed.
Yep.
And then when they get killed, she's going to say,
oh my God,
look what ICE is doing. ICE is killing those people.
Right. Not the pamphlet from your live seminar. Right.
From my opinion, bro, anybody that gets killed, she's responsible for.
Death is on her hands. You know, and well, Homan had a clapback on this, saying, quote, maybe AOC is going to be in trouble now. And he asked the DOJ to consider if New York lawmaker is impedant to illegal alien crackdown. And apparently, allegedly, I've not been able to confirm this, but I believe he actually sent the DOJ all of this. And there's a potential. He
sent it directly to Pam Bondi.
There might be some charges there, so we'll see. But you know, she clapped back to it. AOC did in a tweet saying maybe quote maybe she's going to be in trouble now. Into which she said maybe he can learn to read. The Constitution would be a good place to start.
Well, you know, first of all, let her get arrested. You know, like these people. You know, like she had a fake arrest last time. Remember, she
let's
faked
get
it.
a real arrested.
Yeah. I just don't
get your juicy booty ass on the ground.
I mean, she's endangering people. She's definitely impeding what is going on, which is illegal. I think it was very foolish of her to do. And I think under these circumstances, there's a very good chance that people aren't going to tolerate her shit anymore.
No, not at all, man. Not at all. Yeah, guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think. Now, with that being said, let's get
bro, she's become a clown.
Oh,
like she's clowned herself. I don't even believe she's been fairly elected. I don't believe that the election system in New York or California are even legitimate at all. I believe they are completely compromised. I believe that most of the people in her district, I believe, do not like her.
They hate her.
Yeah.
Well, we had a video where
she got destroyed at her own meetings.
Bro.
So how do they keep getting elected then?
That was 4 years ago.
I know. People do not like her, bro. The only people that like her are just hardcore, you know, bought in, you know, they're part of the team.
Yeah, right.
You know, they're not coming off of that. So, you know, I mean, this is another example of these people being allowed to do and say, like, how many people have we seen in the last week from their side legitimately stand on podiums and call for violence? And if we even suggested that, we were put on a list and we were arrested and our FBI showed up at our house. That was 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now these people feel that. Listen, we need to treat them the way they treat us. And this shit of like, because they've shown that when they get in power and they get control and they get any leverage, they're willing to use it against American people. How many people were put on domestic terrorism list or a no-fly list? Tulsi Gabbard was on a no-fly list.
Mm-hmm. And now she's the director of national intelligence.
That's what I'm saying. So, dude, like, I think these people are fucked.
Days are coming.
And I think AOC's fucked too. I think they're all
yeah. And they're just,
and dude, it's
they're just telling on themselves at this point.
Bro, no shit. And the best thing they could do is shut the up, but they can't help it.
They're not even that smart.
No.
To do that.
Dude, and
yeah. It's gonna be fun to watch.
It is. It's fun.
Be fun to watch,
it's fun.
man.
It's fun to watch people get the karma that they've created. And you know, I mean, dude, look, I think about it like this. Like, this is something that bothers me, okay? So we're paying taxes, and USAID's taking those taxes and then distributing them to different organizations, many of which have been used to propagate communist propaganda, gay propaganda, trans propaganda to kids. And now we have, this is one thing that they've done, but now we have all of these kids who were propagated on our tax dollars to have transitional surgeries and take hormones that are going to have their lives completely ruined because of this. And if you don't believe me, you just go look at detransitioner movement and see about it. Okay. There's lots and lots of these kids that are saying, hey, I was manipulated, I was pushed, I was told these things and these things just weren't true. And now I cut off my breasts, or I cut off my penis, or you understand? Like, these people's lives have been legitimately ruined by the propaganda that people like her push. And we pay for it. And that I'm not okay paying for that. I'm also not okay paying for marbles to get inserted into dogs' rectums and then them be shocked so that we can find out what happens when the dog shits the marble out. Okay? Or all this other crazy shit that they've been doing. Like, these people are evil as fuck. We have an infestation of evil who have gotten into our system and done crazy shit with our money that we work hard for, that they steal. And they steal it and say, if you don't pay it, you go to jail. But then we ask where it is, and it's, you don't have a right to ask us where it is. No, we have every right to ask where it is. And if you don't show us, we're going to put you on a fucking stake. Yeah. How about that?
How about we put you on the list?
I'm just saying, dude, like, there needs to be a revival of this kind of mentality to get this right. Real talk.
Yeah.
Because we have this chance to realign and revive America and put it into the common sense place. I do believe that America should be great for all people. I think you should feel safe if you are gay or if you are trans, if that's how you decide to live your life. I think it doesn't matter what race you are. Everybody should be treating each other on the content of their character. All the ideals of what this country's supposed to be, it should be. It just hasn't been. And we have a chance to create that. And we, the people, need to be very loud and very aggressive and very insistent that those changes be made. And people that have propagated this harmful shit should be dealt with. The companies that lied and stole our money and, did cultural, social engineering deception, like we talked about earlier in the show.
Yep.
Those people should be hung. Okay? Because we've had our reality stolen from us. We've had our lives deliberately made harder, both financially and culturally. How many of these race situations would have been happening if people weren't being paid to propagate those things? You see what I'm saying? Like, dude, we have all this cultural animosity that's been going on for 20 years that is funded by our dollars that have been siphoned off by people that, quite honestly, want to destroy this country for their own benefit.
Yeah.
And we need accountability, and people need to understand you're not going to ever do that again. I think this is the biggest story in the history of our country, and maybe one of the biggest stories in the history of civilization, because of where this would have went had they succeeded in creating what they wanted to do here in America. And dude, it's got to be fixed.
Yeah.
And it's got to be people, and to fix things, people have to be held accountable.
Yeah, man. Guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments. With that being said, a final segment of the show. You got thumbs up. We're dumb as fuck. It's where we bring something in, we talk about it to get one of those two options. Now, Mr. Andy, I know that we have, you have your opinions and your perspective on AI and the use of it. I think I quote, net negative overall, potentially.
Yeah.
There's some good use for it. It's very few and far between. I want to bring this in, okay? This is artificial intelligence that brought historical figures back to life. Okay. For those of you guys on audio, come over to YouTube, check this out. Thumbs up. We're dumb as fuck. We got AI and historical figures.
I think that's pretty cool.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah. I think that's cool. I think there's a lot of cool things that it can do, but that doesn't require AI. People could program that.
It's true.
You know, there's a cool AI page where, and I can't remember what it's called, but I just started following it, where it shows people waking up in the morning as a coal miner in the 20s.
Oh yeah.
And then one says, oh, you wake up as a blacksmith in the 1400s, or you wake up as a gladiator. And I thought it was interesting. Somebody sent it to me. I thought it was cool because, like, when you watch this, because it looks real, it's pretty cool. It shows the person waking up, and then it shows like their legs, right? And like you can tell
it's a POV perspective.
Yes, and people don't understand. Like when I watched it, the first thing that I thought was like, "Holy shit!" Like these were some tough motherfuckers. Like they're sleeping on the hay, or they're sleeping right next to, you know, like it. Like I think people have certainly lost. And even I'm guilty of it, lost perspective of how hard it has been to get to this point. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was cool about AI. And I think there is some cool applications for AI. Unfortunately, I don't think that, I don't know where it's going to go, dude. You know, it makes me nervous, you know, when we see AI and then we see what's happening with robots. And this is like, you know, something that Musk is doing that I don't necessarily agree with. You know, remember, like I said earlier, when we remove the purpose of human beings, they're automatically going to be depressed, anxious, have a lesser quality of life. You know, so we have to remember these things as we start to include these things. And we also have to remember that if AI becomes autonomous, you know, we could see shit like the Terminator, you know. But things like this that are fun, I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but, you know, I think it, you know, when you can throw a prompt into a search engine basically, and it can print you a research paper in fucking 3 seconds, we're going to have a problem because like now we're going to have situations where people don't know how to spell or do math.
Well, there won't be any authenticity anymore.
There definitely won't be authenticity, but your existence will become is like, and the guys who are about AI, they think this is okay, mm-hmm. right? They say things like, well, it frees human beings to just think big and you know, have big dreams and let AI do the work. Well, the problem is that you have to learn to think big. You don't just think big and dream big. And the way that you learn to think big and dream big is by understanding the parameters of what is potentially possible. So if you don't know how things actually work, spelling, math, basic shit, then you really don't have the capacity to think about what's possible at all. So we have to go through an education process and not an indoctrination process like school is now, an education process, literature, historical, you know, philosophy, math. These things create our ability to think. And the way we have it now, you know, what also creates the ability to think is having the time to think, being bored, right? Boredom is something that we have lost because what do you do now when you're bored? You go right to your phone, right? Mm-hmm. And all the ideas and goals and dreams and things that I've thought of in my personal life did not come to me when I was scrolling on my cell phone. It came to me before that. Like all of this shit that you guys see that I've been a part of, those were ideas pre-social media that have materialized. And what I get concerned with is that if we don't have people learning the basic skills for real, and they're just good at prompting things, okay, well then how can they really think about anything if the rest of their time is consumed with social interaction on their cell phone?
Right.
Right?
Right. The problem is we need more people thinking big.
Yeah, that's right. And their idea to sell AI is, well, this will free up the thinkers to think. Okay. 1 out of 1 million people has the idea to really dream big without the framework of what I just said. Most people can't think outside of a framework. That's why most people don't become ultra successful. Like Elon Musk, most people don't go home and say, I'm going to go to fucking Mars, or I'm going to create an electric car company, or I'm going to create a payment system that's never existed. Elon has the ability to think out the box, but what do most people call him? They call him autistic, or they call him, you know, like they think there's something wrong with them, because to them, there is something wrong with him because they can't do that. And most people can only think within a framework. So if we don't give them a framework to think within, what actually can they think of? Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
So dude, we have to realize that these technologies, the internet, social media, AI, take away from the human experience as a whole. Really, they just remove it. And these are important discussions to be had. And then when you throw AI in, like I said, with robotics, who's to say that AI doesn't decide one day, just like we see in the movies, fuck, we don't need these anymore. They're just destroying the earth. And all of a sudden, now we got to fight all these robots that we made. I mean, bro, it's, we could legit see some real weird shit like human extermination in our life because of this technology. And, it's going to be interesting. Yeah. I mean, like, dude, the idea sounds great, right? Like, hey, man, we're all going to get a $20,000 robot, do anything we want. And I think if that were true right now, I think all of us would be like, that'd be cool, right? Like, dude, this guy could do this and that and this and do all these things. But,
I want a handsome robot.
I bet you want one with a big old schlong on it. Big old robot schlong. Bro, these robots would be banging your chicks, bro.
Yeah.
That, they can go as long as they want.
Go forever.
Right.
Splurting out motor.
Like, we're going to have problems.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a good thing, man.
Yeah, that's right.
You're going to come home from work.
Why am I going to come home?
You're going to come home. People, not you, people are going to come home from work and their Tesla robot's going to be boning their chick, dude. You're going to be calling Elon and be like, Elon, what the fuck?
And cuddles with no problems.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, we might have to think this one back.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck. All right. Well, historical figures.
I mean, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Well, you know what would be really cool? And I think they have this at some places, but where the historical figures are actually like teaching the shit that they did.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different way of learning. And that's the argument for AI, right? Like, there's all kinds of new ways to learn and experience and use it. But where are the limits going to be, I guess, is the important question.
There, yeah.
Like, the internet, in my opinion, was just let free to go. And it really fucked a lot of shit up, dude. People don't remember this because they're not old enough to remember it. But like, there's a lot of companies that exist because they didn't have to pay tax on internet sales for the first 10, 15 years in business. Okay. And when you give a tax break where they don't have to collect sales tax, you're automatically giving them an 8 to 12% advantage on their margin, which means they can sell 8 to 12% cheaper than a brick and mortar store. And in the beginning, internet still to this day does not employ as many people that were employed at brick and mortar retail or brick and mortar stores across the country. So was that good for the people of America?
Right. Well, every day you see more stores closing.
Right. It wasn't. It was terrible for it. And we've seen companies come out, i.e. Amazon's and these other big brands that have capitalized on that and become the biggest brands in the world. And now we're dealing with a mega monopoly where littler retailers who employ more people can't win. So is that good for America?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so those are things that I've seen from the internet, like social media, for example. The fact that kids that are 12 years old or 10 years old get bullied online by other kids and like shit in high school. Like, think of all the crazy shit that happened to you in high school. And now it's like public square shit on the internet. Dude, that's not cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really, in a lot of ways, robbed the youth from our human experience. And I just think that with AI, instead of us making the same mistake again and just throwing it out there, I think there should be some real conversations about where the limits are. But then the problem becomes, well, what do these guys use it for? China's using it for this. Well, then we got to use it for that.
We got to use it for that.
And so then we end up in this,
attack game.
It's just a very complicated issue, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. I think Augustus was my favorite. I don't know why. Not for no gay shit. I'm just like being real.
Have you ever seen that thing where they compare Barron Trump to Alexander the Great on the coin?
No.
They show him a side profile and then Alexander the Great on the profile.
No.
Bro, he looks just like him.
Does he?
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, guys, tell us what you guys think.
Yeah.
Guys, Andy, that's all I got.
All right, guys. That's your special Saturday edition. We've enjoyed our time together. Thank you very much. Don't be a hoe.
Share the show.